Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And here with me today, I have a diamond in the rough I'd like you guys to meet. This here is Eli Mostaert. He's a defensive lineman out of North Dakota State. Nice to have you today, sir.
What's up, Jimmy? How you doing?
Doing fine, man. Always a pleasure talking to one of these Bisons. Obviously, North Dakota State, fantastic program, always in the mix for national titles, of course, with like all these records and stuff. And of course, you guys finished this year nicely, hosting a championship trophy at the very end. So hopefully, we can get a chance to talk about that a little bit more. But Eli, go ahead and introduce yourself and let's get going.
Got it. Yep. Eli Mostaert. I'm from Lakeville, Minnesota. Went to Lakeville North High School. Recruited by Matthew Entz to go play at NDSU in 2019. I got the chance to play 6 years at NDSU playing D tackle. Won 3 national championships, 2019, 21, and ended my career on a big one this year with my seniors. So had a fun career.
Right, man. Obviously, NDSU is good people, good football. I think if people don't know about you guys, they're just not watching football at all. Because obviously, always in a national title hunt there. But Eli, I want to go back, maybe set the stage as you get yourself to NDSU, and then we'll talk about some of your highlights there. But let's take us back as far back as we can go, man. How long have you played football?
I think tackle football started around third grade. So math that up, it's around 15-ish years, I think.
Hey, man, I wasn't gonna sit there and do the math, but third grade. That's all. That's all we need to know. You've been
hmm
playing it for a while. Obviously playing defensive line. Do you always play defensive line, or you do some other things there?
No, yeah, I didn't. I played defensive line, but I also played when I was little, like skill positions, running back, tight ends, quarterback. My dad was my coach, so I played a lot of things. Uh, Getting to high school, I played a little bit of center my freshman year on the freshman team. And then I played middle linebacker for a lot of my career, almost all of it until halfway through junior year. They moved me onto the D line, and then I've been playing D tackle and D end ever since. So
Awesome. So when was the last time you scored a touchdown? Has it been several years?
it was in 23. I had a pick six against Central Arkansas in the third game of the year last year. So,
Nice.
uh
So it
huh,
hasn't been too long.
uh huh.
Of course, again, talking about you scoring points, obviously, with some history of you playing the other side of the ball,
Mm-hmm.
of course. So, Eli, again, want to go back and talk some more about this. From Lakeville, Minnesota, attended Lakeville North High School, did a lot of other sports too, some basketball, some track, tad bit of lacrosse, but talk to us about you as a high school athlete, maybe one of your fondest memories.
Yeah, I was a multi-sport athlete, basketball, track, and football. Um, Played basketball my junior year to senior year on the varsity team, varsity for football, same thing. And then I lettered in track those 2 years. But I had a really fun time playing in high school for Lakeville North. It was a great time in my life. My top moment was probably when we won state my senior year. That was really fun.
Nice. And decent track and field athletes, threw a 51 in the shot. So I had to mention that one. I definitely feel like that's certainly something that we need to note. Um, those things kind of translate somewhat, but let's just be real. Sometimes that's just a sheer brute strength of you just kind of pitching that. What is it? Is it 10 pounds these days, like that shot?
It's 12 in high school, I believe, for a guy's shot, and 16 in college.
Wow.
Mhm.
Well, hey, obviously did well with it in high school. I don't know if you ever thought about doing that collegiately, but of course, you came to college to play football and obviously ended up there playing for NDSU. Coming out of high school, was that your only offer, man? I mean, how was recruiting for you coming out of high school?
It was pretty good. Went to a lot of camps, got a lot of offers from Missouri Valley schools, UNI, SDSU, Western Illinois, some D2 schools in Minnesota, Duluth and Cato. Maybe not Duluth. It's been a while. Can't remember, to be honest. But yeah, I ended up at NDSU with my brother. So.
Gotcha. It has to be nice playing with your brother, man.
Mhm.
I know dude, you guys have been playing together for quite some time.
Yeah.
Um, and of course, he playing a very similar position in yours. What's it like having a brother that you can't get rid of, who's always by your side?
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. We lived together for 6 years in college, and to go along with 18 years in life before that. And
Right.
it's always fun to have him next to me and be able to bounce off him whenever I want to. But now that we're done with college football, he's back up in Fargo, kind of just doing his thing. It's been a little weird with me down training for this thing, but it's been weird, but it's been fun.
Awesome. So Eli, I wanted to talk about really what you bring to the table as a
Mhm.
prospect. Obviously playing defensive line, but I want to know what that is, and I want to know how maybe you would describe yourself, your style of play. Talk to us about your overall experience on the defensive line.
Yeah. Yeah, I came into college really light, so I had to put on a lot of weight to play the defensive tackle position. But I like to say some good things on me. I have a high motor. I'm pretty relentless when it comes to pass rush and rushing the football. Strength wise is solid, good pass rusher. Can get up and down the field pretty well, I'd say, for myself. But yeah, I had a pretty good college career, and I like to pride myself on that.
Cool. A lot of the things that you mentioned, man, I can certainly, say again and confirm. I mean, some of the notes that I had suggested a guy with very good mobility, some solid strength, great initial quickness, ability to push the pocket. Again, very effective as a defensive lineman. When we're looking at you as a player, though, how big are you these days, man? I'm just kind of
Mm-hmm.
curious. Like, are you a guy playing the nose, or are you an edge type of guy? Like, how big are you? Like,
Mm-hmm.
height and weight
Yep.
speak.
Right now I'm 6'3", 295. I came out of my senior year around 280, 87. So I've put on a little bit of weight since then. But yeah, 6'3", 295, D tackle, nose. Play a little bit of edge in my career, but that's pretty much it.
Gotcha. You said obviously you put on a lot of weight coming in
Mm-hmm.
from high school. How big were you coming in? And
Mm-hmm.
obviously, how'd you get to where you're at?
Yep. I was probably 250 when I came in, and after fall camp, certain days I got down to 240, but I put on 25, 30 pounds my freshman year to get up to around 275. And since the years after that, I just kind of put on weight gradually. So, but I've been trying to put on more to play at the next level, and it helped me at the end of my career to put on a little bit more weight.
I know that's something that NDSU, dude, they take pride in shaping and molding guys
Mm-hmm.
through the years. I mean, and it doesn't really, sometimes you do come in very undersized, so to speak, maybe 230, 40, 250, something like that. But they know how to get the job done. They got some people that are the trainers, the coaches,
Mm-hmm.
the guys running the weight room, man. They obviously know what they're doing. Give a shout out to some of those people, man, who have helped you, get you where you're at and help really literally change your body into
Uh
where
huh.
they.
We say we go to NDSU. We're built by Kramer. Coach Jim Kramer. He's our strength coach. He's been there for a hot minute, and he's what I like to say. He helped me build myself as a person and as a player. And shout out to our training staff, Trisha Shannon. She was there for our last year of football, so she helped me a lot for when I broke my leg too. So.
Gotcha. Obviously, you had mentioned it right there. It hasn't all been wine and roses for you. I mean, you have had your fair share of hurdles
Mm-hmm.
in college, of course. Hey, NDSU doesn't win a championship every year, but for you specifically, had a rough go at it in 2022, and I'm just trying to, I don't know, go ahead and share a little bit how
Mm-hmm.
you were able to bounce back from that.
Yeah, I broke my leg in 2022, and it was a big thing. One of my first major injuries in my life, and I bounced off my brother and my teammates and my roommates to come back for that to play in that national championship in 22. It was a really big goal for me to get back for that game, and I was really proud of myself to do that.
Awesome, man. So uh great that you were able to bounce back from that. Not a lot of people, I think, could have come back as quickly as you did, of course. I mean, and again, a lot of that comes from a great, training staff,
Mm-hmm.
people helping you get where you're at. And of course, being with you when you literally can't do anything because you're just kind of waiting for stuff to
Mm-hmm.
heal. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Exactly.
cool. So, dude, let's talk a little bit more about this. I mean, again, you actually being a part of several championship runs.
Yep.
Um, obviously, the first couple of years you were there were kind of, I don't know, a little weird because I mean, we're having to deal with the pandemic and
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure out how this crap is going to work. But eventually, bro, you end up doing very well, situating yourself in such a way that you guys were able to land in the championship picture once again. These past couple seasons, man, been pretty solid. Talk about really some of the highs and lows of your time over these past couple seasons.
Saying like the last two or three or
Yeah,
my
just
whole
kind of
career.
like the best too, because I mean, 2022, we're not
Mhm.
talking about right now.
Yeah.
We're moving
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah. It feels like forever ago now, but
Yeah.
yeah, in 2023 and 24, I'd say I played some of the best football in my career. Our team was really good both years. Came short in 23 against Montana when we thought we were going on a little run in the playoffs. But we were really excited to get back out on the field in 24 with the senior class we had, and to put on that type of run and have the fun that we did that year and end on top was a really fun experience.
Cool. I was trying to maybe pick up a couple of games that we can maybe talk about this past season.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one of the ones that came to mind is obviously, man, it feels good when you're able to hand a loss to South Dakota State,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys were able to do that very confidently this past go around. Talk about those
Mm-hmm.
wins, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2-0 this year against the Jackrabbits. So that was a fun time for me. We hadn't beat them since 2019, my freshman year, and I wasn't even close to the field yet. So it was a really surreal moment to get the Rock back and beat them. They're a heck of a football team and always have been, and to beat them twice in a year is really impactful for us. And it was two big stepping stones to winning the big thing for us. So.
Cool. Also wanted to highlight you as a pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
Had six sacks this past season, two of which again, versus Illinois State. What was your favorite sack from this past year?
Mm. Um, it's a great question.
That's
I'd
why I'm here
prob
asking them.
Yeah,
So
I'd probably say I had one in the playoffs against Abilene Christian, which I liked. I threw a good move on the guard and beat him and had a little celebration after, a little putter celebration. That was kind of fun. But other than that, yeah, the Illinois State, those two sacks was really a really cool time in that game too.
awesome. Any other game, maybe moment or memory from this
Mm-hmm.
past season that we can talk about?
Mm-hmm.
Your favorite again from this past season. Of course, this being your last.
Yep. Well, excluding the championship, obviously that's a big one. I had a great time in that game. It was a fun experience. Going down to Colorado, game one, was a really cool experience. My first time playing against an FBS squad, to the caliber of their team and the guys they had around that organization was fun to go down there. We couldn't pull it out, but we showed the nation what we could do against a Big 12 school and some really good players. So that was a fun one. Then beating North Dakota was probably another good one.
Yeah, I think the whole nation was watching the Colorado game,
Mm-hmm.
myself included. Just wanting to see great football. We did see great football.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for some people, maybe perhaps you guys were the favorites in that game. I guess dude, it depends on who you talk to.
Exactly.
But hey, I mean, where you played against some players who, in most people's eyes, are going to be some of the top draft picks in this year's draft class, and stood toe to toe to them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it just kind of goes to show what Bison football is all about. But obviously, man, the team always has a way of recouping, recruiting, and building it once again for the next year. What's next year going to look like with a lot of seniors walking away?
Yeah, for the Bison, yeah, we had 26 sixth and fifth year seniors leaving the team. A lot of guys who played a lot of football and made a big impact on that team and that culture up in Fargo. And it's going to be fun to see some of the guys step up. Bryce Lance always going to be balling up there. Our quarterback play, we'll see what happens after number 7 left. And then the defense always rebuilds and always brings the next guy up mentality. And they're going to be really good next year. I believe we're going to be at the top of the pack again.
Yeah, I think a lot of people when they think about North Dakota State football, they think of these. Dude, there's always an offensive lineman that comes out
Mm-hmm.
of North Dakota State. Like I swear, it's almost every damn year. There's some guy comes out of there, ends up going to the Senior Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk just a little bit about the stud coming out this year and maybe some
Mm-hmm.
of the one-on-ones you may have had
Mm-hmm.
with
Mm-hmm.
him, like
Yeah, yeah,
practice?
exactly. Gray Zabel's his name. Everybody in the nation knows him now after he had a good week down at the Reese's Senior Bowl. But he's a good friend of mine. I grew closer to him our last couple of years playing at NDSU, and he's a really good competitor, great player, great friend. And yeah, we had the share of rivalries in practice and one-on-ones, and we had shouting matches, fights every once in a while, and it was back and forth with us and the D line and O line in general. But he's a really good player, and I'm really happy for what he has done so far this winter.
Cool, man. Obviously done well for himself, but of
Mm-hmm.
course, dude, I'm talking to you because you're trying to make it to the league as well.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing these days as you're preparing for pro day and such?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm back home in Lakeville. I'm staying with my family, but I'm training at Training House in Eagan, Minnesota, with Bill Welly. He's got a really good history of producing NFL draft picks and players, and I'm down there training with a bunch of other guys, getting ready for this process and this pro day coming up.
So, can you give me at least a little bit of teaser as to how that pro day is going to work? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
with some of those drills that you're going to showcase for people, which is the one that you feel I guess you're most proud of?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's all the combine drills, stuff like that, and I'd like to say I'm pretty fast twitchy, so the L drone pro agility I'll be pretty good at, hopefully, to show my talent, my athleticism. But there's going to be a lot of guys from NDSU up there. I think we're around 10 guys training for this thing, so it's going to be really fun, and I'm ready to show the nation what I'm about.
Cool. When's your guys' pro day?
March 27th on a Thursday, I believe.
March 27th. Certainly something to look forward to here soon. So,
Mm-hmm.
Eli, also want to really just kind of get a chance to meet the guy under the helmet. If there's anything else about you that we need to know, whether it be your hobbies, your other interests, any fun facts, or if you have any hidden talents or something to share about yourself, talk to me a little bit about something that we have yet
Mm-hmm.
to talk about.
Yeah. Some things about myself. I'm a really competitive individual. I get hot headed every once in a while, but it's all love and war. But yeah, I'm really competitive. I like to put my family first and friends first, and I'm really team oriented and in that aspect. And some fun facts. Colorblind. I am that. Me and my twin brother are both colorblind. We're red green, but it's not like we can't see color or anything. It's we just mix some
He
stuff
just
up.
sees everything in black and white.
Oh, that'd
Um,
be tough to play football if we did that. But
That's
yeah,
that'd be
that
that's
yeah, we
that's a
had.
funny little thing. So, any other fun facts you can say about yourself other than that?
Mm.
I'm ready to throw you some silly questions if
Uh
you're
huh.
ready for it.
Yeah. Some other fun facts. I don't know. I'm a big video game guy. Sports games mostly, some COD stuff like that. I've been a big fantasy football player in my past. I'm a big football fanatic, so I know a lot of things, players, stuff like that in the past of my life. Other than that, I like hanging out with friends, doing fun things, going around. Girlfriend of 7 years now, so we've been going at it over college and stuff like that. But
Had to give her a shout out because you
yep,
never know. She's
always.
probably gonna get on here and say, hey, you didn't say my name, but it's all good. Um, cool. So, Eli, I want to throw some fun questions your way,
Hmm.
just for the heck of it. A lot of these are just kind of quick, one-liner, one sentence sort of thing. So,
Got it.
favorite breakfast cereal?
Ooh, Captain Crunch,
Uh,
100%.
Captain Crunch, 100%
Hmm.
sugar, uh, 100% fun.
Oh
That's
yeah.
that's that's what it should be like the commercial. Cool. Uh, Maybe a TV show or favorite movie, something that you'd recommend.
Hmm. I like Game of Thrones and that type of series, and then like Transformers and all the big series, Star Wars, Harry Potter. I'm a big fan of those too.
All right, all right. Do you fancy yourself a reader?
No, not
So
a
you
reader at
so you
all.
so you
No.
haven't read any of the Harry Potters, but you've watched them all a million times over, like
I've
everybody
always
else, right?
told myself I was gonna read the books, and I never get to it.
Dude, it's fine. Sometimes you're better off one way or the other. So once you get to, I think, book three, everything kind of goes off the chain. So
Uh-huh.
just
Yeah,
do.
I don't remember the last time I read an entertaining book. I've read a lot of like personal development and like financial stuff and stuff like that, but I haven't read really any entertaining books in a minute.
No, that's fair. Obviously, dude, you were at NDSU for a while.
Mhm.
I'm assuming you got at least one degree. Talk a little bit about your academic achievements.
Yep, bachelor's degree in finance. So I did that for 4 years. I graduated in 4 years, and then I got my MBA in a year and a half. I graduated this last December. So
Cool. So, when football is all said and done, whenever that might be for you, what do you see yourself doing?
hmm I've always told myself that I wanted to work in the sports realm, if it has to do with financials or even something in the background of a sports team. I've always wanted to do that, but my dad's in ag finance, and that's also a back like something I could drop back onto something else in that financial world. I've always kind of wanted to do.
All right, all right.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see again, just throw in some more fun questions
Yep.
your way. Uh, Talk about your hometown a little bit, man. Lakeville, Minnesota. I mean, I'm not very big on geography, so I mean, I don't know where that is. If you guys are around anything, is it a small town? Talk to me.
Yeah, no, we're 30 minutes south of Minneapolis, St. Paul. So we're pretty in the suburbs. We're one of the lower big ones, but we have around 70,000 people in our city nowadays. And it's a big growing city, and a lot of elementary schools going up, and a lot of we have two high schools, and it's a town where we love our sports and our schools, and it's growing by the minute. But yeah, I think it was at 55,000 when I left college, and it's probably up around 20K compared to when I had left. So
Gotcha. Any decent, fun hot spot there that we would maybe
uh
visit if I were to come up or what?
there's not a ton of like mom and pop like family restaurants. We have Teresa's. I like our Teresa's here. Imagine movie theater in Lakeville. I always like going to a good movie and watching something there. It's one of my favorite things to do actually, is go to watch a movie in an actual movie theater. But other than that, we have nothing crazy. So
Hey, it's fine. You're close enough to the big city that you can
mhm.
get there and do whatever the hell you want, of course.
Yep.
Um, uh, what was the last movie you saw in the movie theater?
Ooh, what
Put you
was
on
the
the spot.
last one? It was probably, why am I blanking? I don't even remember. I haven't been to one since I've been home. What did we see? Me and my girlfriend went to see something like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. And I can't even remember what it was.
No, it's all, dude. It's
Just
fine.
blanking.
You're good. I just thought that maybe you would
Oh,
have
oh,
that.
I remember. It was Wicked.
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay,
Wicked. My girlfriend really
okay.
wanted to see that one,
She
so I went and saw
she.
it.
I don't know how she would feel if you couldn't remember. Maybe it wasn't memorable, or maybe you were doing
It,
something else during the movie.
yeah, she'd probably kill me if she sees this that I didn't remember Wicked. She liked it a lot, so.
Cool. I'm trying to pick up some I don't know, some fun questions, but I'm kind of running out of time too.
Mhm.
Are aliens real?
Um, I think in certain instances it could be. Who built the pyramids? It's a big thing.
There you go.
Aliens. They might have. I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but I don't know how people picked up them big rocks.
No, it's all good. That was the first time I asked that question. I figured I'd just throw that one out there just for fun.
Hmm.
Obviously, Eli, you and I are sitting here talking because you're trying to get into the league, trying to get yourself noticed.
Hmm.
And I do feel like you have a lot of traits that I feel a lot of NFL teams would love to have on their team. So go ahead and close this up with your final thoughts and tell all the NFL like why you need to be drafted, signed, and part of their franchise. So close with your pitch.
Yeah. I like to tell everybody that I'm really team oriented. I care about the team a lot. I'm really competitive. Always got to win, and I just need one team to bet on me. You know, and I know I'm not from a huge school. NDSU is not FBS or anything, but I like to say that we compete a lot and we put a lot of things on the paper, and I'm really excited to get to work.
Well, I mean, hey, if we're being real, I mean, NDSU is no joke. You
Hmm.
guys have a ton of talent there. And for a guy who faces these all-star, defensive linemen, dude, you hold it up, in your own right as well, man.
Hmm.
First team all conference, all
Hmm.
American also. I mean, you had a fantastic season this past year and putting yourself in a good position, which I feel like a lot of teams need to give you a solid look. So, best of luck with what you have going on, your pro day at the end of March and everything else. All right.
Hmm. Yep. Appreciate it, Jimmy.
Your thing. Once again, I got Eli Mostaert, defensive lineman out of NDSU, North
Hmm.
Dakota State. Check him out.